Okay, let's move on to UAE-based news. The first one is, I told you, the banks are merging, and you have Dubai Islamic Bank shareholders approve the acquisition of Noor Bank. So lots of people from Noor Bank and Dubai Islamic Bank will be terminated. Get ready for this. Expo 2020 opens up with new roads. Well, that's good news for people who are traveling to and fro Expo. But why am I stating this news? It's because as for this article, it says that the cost for this roads is 3 billion dirhams. So if 3 billion dirhams was spent on these roads, where is the money coming from? So obviously they will charge somebody. So who's the somebody? Well, I'll leave it up to you to guess and decide who's going to pay this money. Then you have UAE, which is now practicing public relations or trying to build its image, brand image, which is the smart thing to do. You have this YouTube channel, which has lately been speaking very positively about UAE, which is a smart move. The previous one was about Dubai being an amazing place, and now he has come out with Abu Dhabi being a very powerful emirate, or the most powerful emirate in the world. I wonder how many more emirates are there. It's, anyway, watch the video. It's not bad. It positions UAE in a positive light, which I think is totally necessary. However, some other bits of news is a big question, like Gulf News stated that good news, and what is the good news is Dubai, that is the stock market, spiked with gains. So I was like, wow, it spiked with gains. And when I checked, it rose by 1%. So 1% is a wow. So I don't know, 1%, is it so great? After falling down, I think 80% or 90%, 1%, I guess you can look at it from the bright side of life. Then you have national.ae that reports UAE is officially the best travel destination in the world. I'm not hating on UAE, but I'm asking myself, when I think of UAE, what is there to see? You have the erection right in the middle of Dubai, the middle finger or whatever, the spiky building. You have you have that Ferrari World. You have the Sheikh, the big mosque. What else do you have in Dubai that is wow? Shopping malls, Dubai Mall. What else do you have? Can you think of anything like, wow? Okay, camels. Okay, a little bit of desert. What else? See, Dubai, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Dubai. It's great for a shopper's paradise, but it's very small. So why is this the best travel destination in the world? Why? I don't know. I read the article, didn't find anything, so I felt this is very much a PR exercise. So you can tell me why. Maybe there's something I don't know after being there for 40 years. So anyway, maybe this can be one of the reasons. The next news, Khaleej Times, once again, I have lost count of the number of times news like this has been published. 80% off. I don't know, it's not even funny anymore. You have 90% off, you have 3 days, 95% off, you have 80% off. I mean, I begin to think, that means how can you sell a product at 90% off? Just imagine if the iPhone was $1,000, you're selling the iPhone for $100. How is it possible? That means you had 90% as what? The margin? It just doesn't make sense. There's something fishy. Either you're selling fake goods, or you're selling outdated goods, or you're selling something that is really fishy. Okay? Like the Pierre Cardin. Pierre Cardin is always clearance sale in UAE. So it's 90% off throughout from the age of 20. I've seen Pierre Cardin's clearance sale. They're clearing the sale from the past 20 years. It's 90% off, limited time from the last 20 years. Pierre Cardin. Okay? You tell me if I'm wrong. So, I don't know. See, this is what I tell people. Buy only what is necessary. Cash is power. Cash is king. And please, even if you want to buy, it's your money. But please do not spend on a credit card. Please, please, please do not buy these useless things on a credit card. Okay? That's what I would say. But if you're using, let's say you're an athlete and you're running and you're buying shoes, okay, fine. You're buying gear that is for, for office, fine. Otherwise, don't buy. Please, I'm requesting you, don't buy. Bad days are coming. Savings is power. Okay. The next one is, which I totally agree, in Miami Herald, it's the Emirati diplomat. He says that promoting tolerance takes time. He is absolutely right. It's not promoting tolerance, it's promoting the image of UAE will take time. And the reason why it'll take time is because UAE has a really bad record. And my gut feeling, I've been observing 2019. I think what has been happening is because UAE and Saudi ganged up against Qatar, now they have real enemies, and enemies who were once your close friend. When you have a close friend, and when you have a fallout with your close friend knows your real dark, deep, dark, dirty secrets. So the very fact that UAE has been exposed in so many fronts, I think it's because Qatar is employing those people to expose these, which I'll be sharing with you coming up next. What are the exposes? So they are saying that UAE is trying to be a tolerant nation, which is why they built that temple, which is why they invited the Pope, which is why they're doing all this, hugging of Modi and all that stuff. It's good, but the thing is, you can't change something that's deeply embedded in the culture, in the core of a personality. Let's say, for example, I have been violent and beating and hitting people, for the past, 50 years of my life. Now, all of a sudden, I'm hugging people and telling, I love you, nice. People are not going to fall for it. They're like, there should be something wrong. And that something wrong is UAE needs money. UAE needs cash. It's realized, we lived an expensive, flamboyant lifestyle. We don't have the money anymore. That vision of building Palm Island 1, 2, 3 waterfront, richest, biggest, tallest in the boom period. Sheikh Mohammed thought he was invincible. He could build anything and everything and succeed. And he had so many people who had the yes, sir, you can, vision, vision, vision. Well, eventually there was a limit, after which it just fell down. So, you know what I'm talking about. So, here the Emirati diplomat says it takes time, and they put this photograph of this Emirati couple, local, who are standing next to a giant Christmas tree. You have this guy who keeps promoting positive videos. I can't get his name right now. He always puts positive videos, talking about poor people, talking about Christmas. I can't get his name, man. He's a very popular Emirati vlogger. Okay, him and his wife. So I'm not saying that he is fake. He must be very genuine, but he markets only the nicey, happy, goody stuff about UAE. So, that is one of the strategies. Even more vlogs always shows the positive side of UAE. Okay. And this is a funny news. They are trying to position as a positive. They said UAE's property is at a 7-year low, which is kind of good if you have excess money and you want to buy and sell. But if you do buy, let me tell you that if you do buy, if you purchase, not do buy, if you do purchase, expect it to remain with you for quite some time. It's not going to sell like hotcakes. It's not like you buy now and you sell next month. If you buy now, I would say buy from someone who's desperate for cash, really desperate, needs the cash, or he'll go to jail. Buy that and you can sell for 10%, 15%, max 20%. But then again, to get buyers, remember this much: if something is selling for 100,000, you cannot sell it for 100,000. You buy, if the market price is 100,000, you should buy it for 50 or less, and you can sell it for maybe 80. That is if you're lucky. Otherwise, nobody's going to buy it. Okay, and please don't fall for these property giants like Imar and Akil and all that. If you buy, you'll be slapped with hidden charges and costs. I'm telling you from people who have already bought their properties. And shop around. Don't buy on impulse. Never buy. Don't have the FOMO, as they say, fear of missing out. Relax. Say, I'll buy it. And if you lose a deal, you still have the cash with you. You can always buy. Okay. UAE is also marketing and positioning itself as a fair player. In ArabianBusiness.com, they said Dubai's DR claimed its victory over Limitless. Neither of them, I think, are government-based. So If it was against the government, I think you wouldn't succeed. You wouldn't hear any positive news. But you can prove me if I'm wrong or correct me if I'm wrong. DR is not part of the government. Limitless is not part of the government. But DR won against Limitless, and Limitless has to pay 411 million, which is $112,000, and a compensation of 61 million dirhams. The article, however, doesn't state how Limitless is going to pay, because if you don't have the money, how are you going to pay? And who's going to pay it? I checked the website. There is no CEO. There's no owner. Nobody's mentioned. So anyway. And last but not the least, in terms of the positive, happy news, somebody sent me this. Dubai is my favorite mall, and this female, Jacqueline Fernandez, says Dubai is my favorite mall. I didn't know who's Jacqueline Fernandez, so I Google searched. Seems that she is an Indian actress. I have no idea who she is. I'm not trying to say that, I'm so sophisticated, but I don't watch Indian movies, so I don't know who's this female. You can tell me if she's someone popular, so I'm just sharing because someone shared it.